So yes, we definitely need to maximize those DPS reports, because we're here at the boss. This is Timespinner. I'm Ryushikaze. I make horrible puns. I'm joined by Blastinus. We're going to beat up Ilana. She's got orbs, too.
That could make it slightly a problem.
Yeah. Also, she flies.
So if we do end up killing her and all, isn't that going to, like, really mess up history?
Yeah. Let's hope we don't kill her then. Also, that big swing attack that she has right there is the one that gets me the most.
And this lightning strike one, you can just barely see the outline of it.
Oh yeah. But that one I figure I'll just keep moving and it'll probably whiff. This attack she never lands. She telegraphs it way too much. Her orb dunk is definitely her best attack.
Have you tried? Oh wait, yeah, you can't hit people while their time stopped, so I don't think that would help.
Yeah, I've actually had thought about it. I wonder, she probably doesn't have time powers, but I have thought maybe she could move. When the time is stopped. So it'd be interesting to have a a boss fight where they can JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 3 you and move while you think they can't.
I mean, I'm sure there's going to be a boss sometime that's also going to have time powers. Like, that just seems inevitable.
Oh yeah. Oh yes, no, I definitely expect there's going to be a boss that we're going to have to use our time powers to counter their usage. As I recall, that was basically the only use of the Time Bunny power in Aria of Sorrow, was to stop the Dio fight. So yeah, we've got long-range lightning powers now. Also, do you see on the minimap that there's a up spot?
Yep.
I have no idea how to get up there, so I think we might get a triple jump or a super jump at some point.
My money's on a super jump.
Yeah. Also, an interesting thing about the weapon we have equipped, each shot consumes a little bit of our MP. But they're ranged, they home in a little, and one attack can hit multiple enemies.
So yeah, not much of a downside.
Yeah.
That doesn't like it.
I mean, you can't spam it forever, but that's what you got your other orbs for.
Yeah. I was gonna say, if you zap things, can you still set them on fire as well?
I believe so. I have, but I do think it is very much, you can set them on fire with the pyro ring.
So then, we stopped Ilana. I wonder if that statue's going to change again.
Oh, it definitely is, and I'm not going to tell you what's there, but you're going to see it just in a couple of minutes. I'm pretty sure that, yes, after I clear out the missing rooms in the fortress, I stop in for side quest drop in, but I do head back to the future, to the library to check up on things. Yeah. That was a lot of money she just dropped on us.
Darn right.
Yeah, I think one of my as soon as I buy the shiny rock, I'm also going to buy a couple rings, and if I can find them anywhere, a necklace or two, so I can get the plasma-based secondaries.
I think the
because those sound
the
fun.
bird was also selling necklaces.
Yeah. Yeah. So, cultist, the Eternal Mother.
This is different.
It is. It doesn't seem to have affected the mood of the librarian much, though.
We're going to be checking in with the librarian soon.
Yes. Because right there, I was like, oh god damn it, how did I not notice that exclamation point? I love how the pretty please actually works here.
I mean, I guess it is nice that our main character here is okay with using a little bit of trickery if it calls for it.
Oh yeah, no, I like that violence is not the only solution. I mean, it's certainly the best solution, it's just not the only one.
Oh man, they blew up a moon.
Yep. In fact, we've been able to see the exploded moon since the start, because it is the ring visible on the gas giant outside the window.
I wonder how many changes that statue is going to go through before this game is over.
I am curious about that myself. So yeah, be an asshole, produce assholes. Show kindness, produce kindness.
I mean, that seems to kind of just be the way with most stories.
Yep. But it definitely gets into, you know, the actual very complicated, like, theories and facts about the cycle of the politics of revenge. Where because something bad happened to you or your people, you think that the people who are like the people that perpetrated it should suffer the same indignities, thus perpetuating the cycle.
Mm-hmm.
It's shitty, but it happens.
Yeah, we've seen that happen more or less, like, generation after generation with our country.
Mm-hmm. not just our country. I mean, it happens all over the world. It's been happening for thousands of years. We've actually gotten better about it, historically speaking, because we aren't, you know, just massively slaughtering everybody. We're still being huge dicks to each other, but we're not, you know, trying to exterminate each other.
Thank goodness for small favors, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, at this point I'm like, you know, I remember there was this area at the very beginning of the game I couldn't get into, but it was about double jump height. Maybe that's where I should go. I also decided I'm going to fill in this missing map tile because it's bugging the crap out of me.
Ah, no. Oh, there you...
No, it was just one of those you have to hug the ceiling ones. Yeah, progress.
I don't think we've even heard about the sealed caves yet.
Nope, this is the first time that we've been able to do anything with them. And they're A-sealed, of course. But there's a skeleton here, which luckily has the security keycard B.
Have we seen any B doors already?
We have. We've seen 3. One of which is up on the elevators in those 2 gray rooms, and the other is the section that is currently to our left. Also note, 2 of those are now missing on that door. So we're actually making some progress.
Somehow, by changing the pass, we're lowering the security level?
Yeah. I don't quite get the, you know, causal logical connection. I guess maybe they're not as paranoid because they haven't grown up as an empire for 1,000 years.
Let's
But a cult has replaced it, so...
Let's go with that, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, this game's event flags aren't entirely amazing, but, you know, it's a time travel plot. Like, unless you're very, very good at writing, you're not going to make it perfect at all.
No. I mean, even stories which, like, hell, Doctor Who, which is entirely all about time travel, fucks it up every so often. Though it does have one of my favorite, hilarious, how was the War of the Roses resolved? Like, not even a theory, but just sort of a fake history. And it's the that Richard III, the reason that his twin nephews disappeared was he didn't have nephews, he had nieces. And then they all just disappeared because, well, fuck. That would cause problems. And then he turned out to be Shakespeare, which was weird.
Wait. Richard III became William Shakespeare?
Literally, it was a weird thing that happened in one of the audiobooks. I'd have to look into the things. I think it was a 6th Doctor adventure, maybe a 7th Doctor. It was ridiculous.
So back in the era when the special effects were terrible.
Oh yeah, well, technically in the era where there were no special effects, because it was all audio. It was done in the I think in the era before the new show had come, but after the end of the old one, like between the Fox movie and the Eccleston season. Hey! Sewer elevator. That's useful.
I guess the sewer level was inevitable.
I thought it would be, but it's technically not a sewer level. Because it's actually the catacombs again. Because the library is built basically right on top of the monastery that we use as our base in the past.
So they made an elevator that goes down here, but they never renovated?
They might have. There's a, there's some, ruins further below this, but I haven't gotten access to them in this time. And they're locked off by the A key card. Because you see that? That's been filled in since the past.
I think this is, nope, you just take an antidote.
Yeah. I might have cut out the... No, I think I did cut out the part where the fairy did nothing for me. Because right about here, you remember how you were talking about, you were thinking there was going to be some sort of device or power that was going to let us go underwater?
Yeah, I did say that.
Yep, you were correct. We were about to get... the description for it is interesting. It is called the weighted rebreather, and it lets us sink and breathe underwater. Yeah, the water mask, it is weighted. So we're just carrying around enough weight to make us, you know, no longer buoyant.
That makes no sense whatsoever.
Nope. I mean, yes, those are a thing, but usually they're not worn around the neck. They typically are belts with detachable weights. But hey, sci-fi Metroidvania, what you gonna do?
Honestly, this
you
seems like less sci-fi and more like kind of Star Wars fantasy.
Yeah, it's definitely more science fantasy than science fiction. But it's absolutely it's high science fantasy because it's got, you know, all the elements of high fantasy, but also the elements of like Star Wars-esque science fantasy because it's got, you know, ships capable of space travel and space empires and all that.
But
weird
also
nonsense.
people with magic powers and, you know.
Yeah. Portals between worlds and familiars and... pirouettes. The fancy pirouettes are key.
Absolutely. All that for an antidote.
Yeah. The rewards in the water here are a little underwhelming on the whole. But there is a fairly decent one about to come up.
Just about 1,000 away from that rock.
Oh yeah.
Hope it's worth it.
And hey, another nymph hairband to sell.
I mean, yeah, if we just sold all the credit we've been carrying around, we'd already be able to afford it.